Maintenant, nous allons continuer avec les services connexes. Nous avons le payeur que je désigne. Nous avons le chargé responsable du bureau du tourisme. Nous avons les responsables en charge des affaires culturelles, en commençant par monsieur le conseiller, ensuite monsieur l'attaché. Et enfin, nous avons également les autres services techniques qui sont assis derrière. Je ne veux pas aller dans les détails, monsieur, si vous voulez bien vous lever. Bien. Excellence, arrivé au terme de cette audience, je voulais vous prier de bien vouloir procéder maintenant à la série de photos de famille. Et nous allons commencer, si vous le permettez, par la première photo à laquelle prendront part vous-même et Sa Majesté le Sultan, tous les deux d'abord, avec sa cour rapprochée. Ensuite, nous aurons une deuxième photo qui va appeler le sultan, l'ambassadeur et puis les reines. Ça, ce sera la deuxième photo. La troisième photo, l'ambassadeur.
Yeah, sure.
I caught it in this morning. They said
Yeah, it's this one.
Is this the Florida?
Yeah, this is the one.
Yeah, that's the one I called it.
Yeah, so the other one is coming. Yeah.
Yeah, the other ones I didn't send.
Gattoni? Miss Gattoni.
La reine. Mécanique. La reine.
This one, much the same. We see similar drawings, figurative representations from human Joya in European museums. This, we think, was a Kirby example of his work. The style of representation of the human body is much more typical, I think, we think of a traditional received style. In his later years, Ibrahim and Joya developed a more, he integrated allies in an eternal civil war battle. And then this is in essence a catalog of the different kinds of borders that the artists can enjoy for the daily life of Papuan people.
And then just here we have examples of following script. So phonetically, so that sounds like.
Yeah, so you see these like horizontal lines that show where the eagle is laid down over looking at it.
Pepper Bundy.
Of political instability and transition. The map itself has been digitized at 5 levels of resolution, and they're available for download from our website to anyone in the world with an internet connection.
Wow.
And in due course, hopefully within the next year, we will digitize our 3 other documents: the books, the Book of the Craftsman, arrows and ornaments, and the plan of the princely estates from 1859. The library works hard to collaborate with its patron communities, and we hope that this is not the last such collaboration that we have with our esteemed local Balmain community. I now would like to invite to give his remarks on the legacy of King Njoya and the Ibrahim Njoyas, both king and royal advisor. I would like to invite Sultan King Njoya, who honors us today with by visiting us. Invite him to make remarks upon the legacy reflected in the collection items in the exhibit. Thank you.
Excuse. You know I'm French speaking. I started speaking English as soon as I landed at the airport, so my English is not going to be so nice. So I want first of all to express our deepest thanks for what we saw here. Your interest to our culture, the way you preserve our culture far away from our kingdom. We thank you very heartily for that. So, King Njoya, that I would like once more to introduce to you, is the famous of all our kings. The one who in 1896 introduced the same year he invented the script that you existed. What you presented is so interesting. But if you go back to Fumban, you will discover that in our archives, we have more than 7,000 manuscripts left to us by King Njoya. And as a director of the museum, I'm deeply preoccupied by the preservation of these manuscripts. And I'm impressed by what you did here. And I hope that in a deep collaboration together, we'll happen to do the same to preserve the thousands archives that we have. So King Njoya also invented the script, as I said. He created many schools to teach the script and the language he invented. So in Fumban now, in our kingdom, we are very happy because we have children of less than 10 years who can help people to read and translate all what you have here. And I hope that it's very interesting for you people to have the translation of all the manuscripts that you have. Maybe it's the beginning of a collaboration between your institution and ours for that. Njoya did a lot for our cultural preservation. So I'm very focused in what I saw here. I don't really understand how managed you people got so interesting documents. Have you ever been to Fumban to visit? Never. You have not been there. So you are invited. The doors of the palace are open wide for you people to come and see more. And I want to re-emphasize the fact that this should be a beginning of a deep collaboration between the first time that our king go around such things and be impressed. I want to tell you that the king is deeply impressed of what you presented to him. And on behalf of him and on behalf of the entire Bamon people, I want to say thank you once more for what you are doing for our culture. Thank you very much.
We sure are looking forward to collaborations and more initiatives together with the Bamon community. We sure hope that very soon we'll plan a visit to Fumban. I think it will be awesome for us to go and see more of the manuscripts and learn more of the history of the community from the community itself. So as we continue preserving and trying to learn more about Bamon, we would love to really go to the community itself and see what else is there and learn as well. One of the things we've been trying to understand is the place of the kingship and the kingdom in today's world in the 21st century. And I think we would love to learn more also about the Bamon script and kind of like trying to understand in the new community whether this is an evolving script, whether someone has invented another Bamon script 2.0 or something, and they also be able to read if you can be able to do that. I think moving forward, I want us to go to the next part of the program. We would like to offer you a tour of the library, and before we do that, I'm going to also invite one of our colleagues to give us a brief history of the library, and then after she gives the brief history, we are going to have two kind of tours. We are going to have a guided tour for the king and his party, and we have our tour guide for that, and then the others we are going to welcome you to do the tours on your own, but pay attention to what my colleague giving the history is saying so that you know the places to look for when you go out there for your tour. It's an unbelievable space, and there's so much that goes on here. So I'm really happy to have one of us give you that tour. And without further ado, back to the panel to give us the history.
Hello, my name is Joyce Green, and I am a docent here at the Library of Congress. I'm going to do history, and one of my colleagues, Rob, is going to take King's Group on a tour. So, the history of this library is very close to the history of the United States of America. In 1800, John Adams, who was the second president of the United States, signed a bill that moved the seat of the government from Philadelphia to Washington, D.C. They had a small library that they paid about $5,000 for a library that had basically, didn't have history, but it had law books. And so in 1814, the next stage, the British came in. That was from the War of 1812. They burnt the White House, the Treasury Building, and the Capitol across the street. At that time, this building did not exist. And so, within a month, retired President Thomas Jefferson offered to sell his collection, which was quite a valuable collection that he had been doing over 50 years. He sold his collection to the library. It was about 6,000 books, and they paid about $24,000 for it. So now we're back in business. They had there's another fire, and guess whose fault it was? Ours. Those things happen, right? And it was a faulty fuel in the fireplace. And it burnt a lot of Jefferson's books. And it was the next step to let's find another place to be that's more secure for our collections. So Congress agreed to build this building across the street. When you go on the tours, whether you're self-guided or guided, one of the things you'll notice is there's lots of marble. It resembles some buildings that you've seen in Europe, particularly in Italy and in France. The architects and the artists, a lot of them had done work there, so that was done here. And the Thomas Jefferson's library was preserved here. So when it opened, those books are in this building, and they preserve that library, which you see today. It has the books that survived the fire, and the Library of Congress bought the ones that were missing. Jefferson, being loved books, his category of books, you could find out what was missing, and that's what the library went out to find. Didn't find everything, but the majority of his books are in a special place here in the library on the second floor. The library, librarian at the time was named, I get this right, Ainsworth Rand Spotswood. I guess there were no Smiths around. And so he was responsible for this getting done. And that it opened in 1897. This building, basically all that you see, the decorations, and most of them were done in less than 10 years. This was put together and remarkable. So on 1897, the doors to the Library of Congress, the building that you're going to see today, were open to the general public. We have lots of new exhibitions. Bob's going to take you through that, but enjoy what you see, enjoy our architecture. Our prized place is Thomas Jefferson's Library, and understand you all want to see some more of the manuscripts. So I hope you enjoy yourself today. Thank you so much for coming to see a building that I love.
Told the building opened 1 year after 1896, 1897. And this was a statement of the United States that we'd arrived on the world stage. The United States in 1897 was only 120 years old. So it was a new country. We were starting to feel like we could compete with Europe as a civilization. So this was a statement that we could design, decorate, build a building that rivals buildings in Europe. And as she mentioned, many of the artists are trained in Europe. So this is a statement. She also mentioned the fires, 2 fires. This is pretty much a fireproof building. As you look around, it's made out of marble. It's made out of granite on the outside. We use marble from 15 different countries. There's Algerian marble, French marble, the red marble on the floor here. Some of it domestic from the United States, but from all around the world. Back in 1897, you would have come into the doors. That was the entrance to the library. And you would have been met by these statues of Minerva. Minerva is the Roman goddess of army, knowledge, defensive warfare. And one is a Minerva of war, one's a Minerva of peace. Symbolically, if you're in war, your time is occupied, whereas if you're in peace, you can advance the time. So that's the desired state. Around the center of the room, there are these decorative roses, and then alternating are signs from the zodiac, meant to reference the heavens. In the center of the room, if you look over there, there is a representation of the sun right here. Where learning comes from. That's also a compass rose, and that's north, south, east, and west. Along the walls here, you can step over the wall. Yes. Okay. Would you like to see the cover of our card? And then we'll go into the main reading. That'd be good. And if you want, I can take you to Thomas Jefferson. Okay. The entire Bible, so there are 3 volumes. No, this would be in Latin. So today it's in English. Well, it's a version.
Je crois un rameau vert, ouais. Un rameau vert.
So now what we're going to do is go into the main reading for my friends.
Here we go. Yep, here we go.
Yeah, no, stop. Die, you maintain all which
White boxes you see here. Those are all the things we haven't found. Now there's 500 items. And this is the way we want to set it up. We have it circular. Fashion. So this is your inside the brain of Thomas Jefferson, understand? He has books in not just law and history, he has books in arts, cooking, winemaking, hot air ballooning. He's a very eclectic reader. He was very interested in a lot of things. He had his faults, but he did. Well, this was his personal life magazine, and then he sold it to Congress to restart the library. So this is a real gift.
Kami petang ni nang ini nak pintu Amerika tapi bang pun set. Ni siun sali ini siun. Dan yang bukeri penyelesai perut Alhamdulillah. Kalau yang nak pintu ke bahasa Amerika nak, tahu mana ke kita funggur. Yang lepas saya funggur yang sah, dia orang mana? Dah di sini lewa, kunci, kunci mama, cuma jabat tu. Bagi saya tak, dalam sini tak dikini apa mama mana, kami murid di sana dunia, kemudian j'avais le ministère de l'élevage. En 2002, ministère de l'enseignement supérieur, la bourse. J'ai aussi fait un doctorat à Sénégal. En 2007, mon famille en Amérique. Et en 2007, mon enfant a été à l'Amérique et vétérinaire, avec bien mon parle. Acabei que tu te demandas si eu ficava enxudir a função da nossa frente, e vem ele hoje frente, e o meu ganhar da fala hoje no bicho, e ele vai na hoje no bicho, e bom dia, ao menos 2011, me fomos já fui, e parte de licença, cá bem já nem fala aí, e tá me cá e veterinário, mas fala que se meu pé linda fala, como fala, como me, agora me fala que não, foi eu vou ali não. Afin que on get more flexibilité. Mais je sais, pour des matois, on voit une date. On voit une joute pour y avoir un peu d'achat. Mon service, 60%. Mais il y a là, bon, j'ai pas mangé une bonne dalle, il est là, il est mon tour. Je vais pas vivre un cas pour y avoir. Vou faire pour y avoir l'aine, il est là. Il faut que tu vois des livres. Donc, il y a un peu de yalo, donc là, un tour, là, il y a un backpack, là, les, puis il y aura pour une bonne année ici. Puis, bien bien concours, je vais mon concours, je vais n'attendre n'a, là, il y a un genre, il y a comme une journée, il y a une fois que tu as voté pour le million, là, il y a comme je pourrais pour une chute, là, oui, c'est ça, là, il y a. We can send some computer Bible now, with the couple, can be able to do what about you? You done in the Sally from way after, you go pom, you can kick out into America, and then I did push up. I couldn't have a more book community, the more visitors you can G and the pom.
Loving pet care.
Kabiri, mi aboyo, ibanji no boki woni, basami mo bishi, ni faku, mbayi pa nga yena di kusha, ni faku apo pa ponta pa, ipo pa jona mten, in pongo me nga mi bon. Mo fa yune po, kabiri mi ni shunti yin dap. Apa yoption ng pom pa man tinto Amerika, we pa no mi ma Canada na ma. Kemi shechong ferry mo mamban tumo. Mon feranga kumbiri pa yina ya imagine. Mi agwa ayem bona ifongro ge piti yinga pindo. Mi wa bitu ta na yina pita man na pa me tu pa ma ka maru. Mai sha mi ka apa nga ni na manta mi poket na kulet ne kun ka penyam betu nga I anja ke na ngere ko shuma sin je shi. Ko yena ge ke kumbiri into law ne should mi ka wo ma ban betu bana mi to America, pas mal de je vois ce matin. Amanji, tu vas mon copain pour rien. Tu me vois nation, tu dis où il y a fait, tu as pas mouru ne peut pas après rien de femme, pas mal de tu vois que tu es dangereux, que tu vois que une scène pour manger, tu me vois nation, tu n'y es pas, il faut me la santé, je m'en suis. Au fond, il y a maintenant, mais man dia bo mi shwa. Ni bi fa que Heather. Yes. Will. Eric is here. Dia shi ambo ba kava jo me bedi na tena manjami. Heather. Hi. You know already why we're here and the king of the king.
How are you?
Visiting us. I started with Heather right in the beginning. As soon as we opened this place, she actually came to us as a patient. And she ended up being one of our backbone of this place. I wouldn't be doing this without her. And so I have to really honor you in front of our king by saying thank you. And thank you is not enough, but this is above and beyond a working relationship. You're a sister to me, and thank you in front of my family, in front of my father, our king. Will, come here, my brother. Will is also one of the youth. We have a program here where some of the youth high school who, for any reason, do not fit for high school, will come here and get trained and become veterinary assistant. So it's one of our successful stories. We'll come here, he came here with zero knowledge of veterinary medicine. So we harness and took him to well. Thank you. Piyama, Yogafa, Diashi, she went to another Mother, Man, Pinji Womishi, you one great Bunko Bunkun Kamkevina. We are cabineti, we are doing the Nayo, after we won't get land now. You and me, not Ponta can tell you, Brian me a pocket sugar, Mandia Mepokora. Per couple quarter one day she PHN system long put the water samate. Per couple quarter, Pomrum, Yaba Majum, Euro Cushion, I'm not being joined Ponto Toshini Bushina from the shop. Aussi les animaux exotiques, entre autres les lapins, les oiseaux et les serpents. Tout ça peut nailler aussi Jacques.
Alors, on pas de film là. Il y a alors un fois pas de film là.
Amina, Hawa. Maï, Hawa.
Afa. Ngam na ba fanga ma jam prai pui ap wan tena ni awa keri wala ngapu wala ma pie ngai tet il a so et ma mi voilà
Thank you.